So, we have discussed structure of chloroplast, differentiated grana stroma, okay, PS1, PS2. Now, it's time to go through the chart of the pigments. सब लोग पिगमेंट का चार्ट जो आपने बनाया है वो निकालो. Go through it. I'm asking you questions. Which pigment act as reaction center? Chlorophyll A. Which two type of chlorophyll A act as reaction center? Which two type of chlorophyll A act as reaction center? P700, P68. Right. Okay. Then in higher plant, which is the most abundant pigment? Chlorophyll A. Which is the universal pigment? Chlorophyll A. Right. अब इसका why ऐसा क्वेश्चन बोर्ड में आ सकता है या नीट में भी आ सकता है. Why the chlorophyll A is abundant pigment, universal pigment? Because if you talk about one pigment system, okay, सब लोग पिगमेंट का चार्ट आंखों के सामने रखो, ये पॉइंट्स ऐड कर लो उसमें. If you talk about one pigment system, antenna complex also have chlorophyll A, core complex also have chlorophyll A, which are accessory type of pigments. And reaction center is special chlorophyll A, P700 or P680. Reaction center is special chlorophyll A, which is P700 or P680. Right? Okay. So most abundant number wise is chlorophyll A. That's why you can see the plants green. Okay. अब यहाँ पे एक स्टेट बोर्ड वालों ने पॉइंट दिया है. What is that? Autumn foliage. What is autumn? Autumn is a season. It comes before winter. Okay. In temperate region, before winter there is patjhad. Okay. So deciduous forests start losing the leaves. And when they start losing the leaf become orange green. Okay. पहले orange green होता है, फिर orange होता है, फिर yellow होता है, and it gets shed off. Okay. आपने देखे होंगे पूरे orange plants दिखते हैं, and then they shed off the leaves. So autumn foliage has most abundant pigment carotene. Okay. यहाँ पे lutein नाम का pigment ये उसको red orange color देता है. Okay. So what's the bottom line? If chlorophyll A is abundant, the leaf is green in color. In autumn foliage जो leaf गिर रहा है उसमें carotenoid abundant हो गए तो वो orange color का होता है. Okay. So pigment का composition जैसे बदलेगा वैसे कलर बदलेगा. आपने मैंगो को भी देखा होगा. Very young leaf of mango is red in color. Then it become greenish. Then it become green, dark green, olive green. And जब ये सूख के गिरता है तो यही yellow होता है. Okay, why it is happening? Because the composition of pigment goes on changing. Whichever pigment is abundant, then the color will be visible of that pigment. Right? Okay. But on an average, general, अगर हम leaf consider करते हैं, तो लीफ के मैक्सिमम लाइफ स्पैन में जब वो इफिशिएंटली काम करता है उसमें क्लोरोफिल ए अबंडेंट है तब वो ग्रीन दिखता है. सो मोस्ट अबंडेंट पिगमेंट आर क्लोरोफिल ए. विच पिगमेंट इज यूनिवर्सल? क्लोरोफिल ए. व्हाई? ऑल ऑक्सीजनिक फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स हैव क्लोरोफिल ए. सो अगर हम टोटल फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स की पॉपुलेशन कंसीडर करते हैं, एग्जांपल में देखो. ओके. फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स आर फाउंड इन मोनेरा, प्रोटिस्टा, फंगाई, प्लांटेई, एनिमिलिया. ओके. इज इट सो? फंगाई और एनिमिलिया में फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स नहीं है. फंगाई और एनिमिलिया में फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स नहीं है. कुछ मोनेरा फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स है जिसमें दो प्रकार, ऑक्सीजनिक, अनऑक्सीजनिक. सिर्फ अनऑक्सीजनिक फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स डोंट हैव क्लोरोफिल ए. अदरवाइज ऑल ऑक्सीजनिक फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स, मोनेरा which are photosynthetic and all the members of kingdom Plantae are photosynthetic and they are having chlorophyll A. So यूनिवर्सल मतलब अगर हम टोटल नंबर वाइज देखते हैं तो सिर्फ अनऑक्सीजनिक फोटोऑटोट्रॉप्स अगर छोड़ दिए तो सबके पास क्लोरोफिल ए है, which is a key pigment also. So it is universal pigment. Now why it is key pigment? Why it is essential pigment? Because the reaction center chlorophyll A has unique ability to convert light energy to electrons energy. It has unique ability to convert light energy to electrons energy. So reaction center chlorophyll A is a key pigment, a necessary pigment. Now come to differences of accessory and necessary pigment. अब वैसे बोले तो बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंसेस है नहीं, लेकिन 4-5 भी लिखेंगे तो समझने में, एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करने में कंफ्यूजन कुछ न रहेगा. तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू आर आस्किंग टू एक्सेसरी एंड नेसेसरी आर व्हाट टाइप ऑफ पिगमेंट एक्ट एज एक्सेसरी पिगमेंट and what type of pigment act as a necessary. So types of accessory pigment: chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, xanthophyll. Don't get surprised. Chlorophyll A of LHC, chlorophyll A in CC, except reaction center, all are accessory. So chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, xanthophyll, along with that phycobilins are the type of accessory pigments. Necessary is always essential chlorophyll A, P700 or P680. Accessory pigment collect the energy, harvest it, transfer by resonance and give it to reaction center. Accessory pigment cannot toss the energy rich electron. Essential pigment P700, P680 can collect the energy as well as they can toss the electron. So function ka difference. Next one, chemical formula. You have written it in chart. Then number per pigment system. Accessory pigments are around 300. In each pigment system, accessory pigments are around 300. Reaction center is 1. Okay. Is it part of LHC or AC? Accessory pigment are part of LHC as well as CC. Okay. CC का formula देखो मैंने आपको लिख के दिया है. It contain chlorophyll A, electron carrier and reaction center. So ये जो बाकी के chlorophyll A है वो CC के part है. So antenna complex are part of CC as well as AC. Reaction center is part of CC only. These are the differences. See, this is absorption spectra. Light energy absorbed per unit time by chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Okay, so chlorophyll A straight line, chlorophyll B dotted line, and these are the graphs. Okay, this is wavelength of the light. Here light VIB, right? Then GOR. Okay, so हमको सीधा ग्राफ देखते सबसे पहले पता चलता है कि ये ब्लू का लोएस्ट मतलब वॉयलेट रीजन नहीं एब्जॉर्ब होता है. ओके, सो ब्लू इंडिगो एब्जॉर्ब होता है. ओके, ग्रीन मिनिमम एब्जॉर्ब होता है और रेड सेकंड मैक्स एब्जॉर्ब होता है. सो मैक्सिमम एब्जॉर्प्शन इज ऑफ ब्लू रीजन. लेकिन उसमें भी कौन सा? ब्लू रीजन में 3 कलर आएंगे, VIB. वॉयलेट एब्जॉर्ब नहीं होता, देखो ग्राफ अच्छे से. ओके, IB इंडिगो एंड ब्लू आर एब्जॉर्ब मोर. ओके, द मोस्ट एंड रेड सेकंड मोस्ट, सेकंड मैक्स. राइट. अब ध्यान में ये रखना है कि क्लोरोफिल A इज स्ट्रेट लाइन. ओके, सो ये स्ट्रेट लाइन में क्लोरोफिल A एब्जॉर्ब लोएस्ट ब्लू एज वेल एज हाईएस्ट रेड. क्लोरोफिल A एब्जॉर्ब लोएस्ट ब्लू एंड हाईएस्ट रेड. उससे थोड़ा ऊपर क्लोरोफिल B का है. क्लोरोफिल B एब्जॉर्ब हायर ब्लू एंड लोअर रेड. वेवलेंथ की बात कर रही हूं. क्लोरोफिल A ऑब्जॉर्ब लोअर ब्लू इसके कंपैरिजन में, B के कंपैरिजन में क्लोरोफिल A लोअर ब्लू एब्जॉर्ब करता है. B के कंपैरिजन में क्लोरोफिल A हायर रेड एब्जॉर्ब करता है. सिंपल भाषा में मैंने कैसे बोला था आपको? क्लोरोफिल A एब्जॉर्ब बोथ एक्सट्रीम, विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रा का लोएस्ट एंड मैक्स, ये दोनों क्लोरोफिल A एब्जॉर्ब करता है. उससे थोड़ा अंदर दोनों साइड से क्लोरोफिल B एब्जॉर्ब करता है. ओके, बाकी आपके क्लास वर्क में यहाँ पे हमने कलर्स भी लिखे हैं और रिस्पेक्टिव एब्जॉर्प्शन ध्यान में आपके है. ग्रीन लाइट इज द एब्जॉर्ब लिस्ट. व्हाई? बिकॉज क्लोरोफिल A आर अबेंडेंट, क्लोरोफिल B आर सेकंड अबेंडेंट. वो खुद ग्रीन कलर के है. क्लोरोफिल A, B आर ग्रीन इन कलर, so obviously they reflect green and absorb other lights. So because chlorophylls are abundant, chlorophyll reflect green color, the absorption of green color is least for the process of photosynthesis in ideal condition. Action spectra. The light absorbed used for ATP NADPH formation and assimilatory power ATP NADPH are used in dark reaction for glucose formation. तो अल्टीमेट एक्शन, लाइट एब्जॉर्ब हुआ, एसिमिलेटरी पावर बनी, एसिमिलेटरी पावर डार्क रिएक्शन में गई और ग्लूकोज बना. that is action spectra. The amount of glucose synthesized per unit time is action spectra. Engelmann के experiment में action spectra हमको समझता है. Okay, how action spectra is calculated? The amount of O2 bubbles given out in that particular light, okay, gives you idea about action spectra. More the O2 bubbles given out, more will be the amount of glucose formed. Okay, Engelmann का experiment याद करो. Okay, like he took a big, मैंने आपको clip भी बताया था, he took a big fish pot like structure in which the cladophora filament is suspended and different wavelengths, different colors are provided. In the water, aerobic bacteria are placed. Okay, so water available, CO2 available, different lights are available, and photosynthesis started. Light reaction happens, oxygen is evolved, assimilatory power synthesized, it goes in dark reaction. Dark reaction uses assimilatory power, prepare glucose. Okay, so obviously जहां पे O2 बबल evolve ज्यादा होते हैं वहां पे फोटोलिसिस का रेट ज्यादा है. जहां पे फोटोलिसिस ज्यादा है वहां पे O2 बबल ज्यादा, नॉन साइक्लिक होगा ज्यादा, ATP NADPH बनेंगे ज्यादा, तो डार्क रिएक्शन होगी ज्यादा. राइट? ओके, so this is what is action spectra, which shows peak little higher in red, little low in blue. अब थोड़ा कॉन्ट्रास्ट ध्यान में रखेंगे. ब्लू लाइट का एब्जॉर्प्शन ज्यादा होता है, लेकिन ब्लू लाइट में एक्शन कंपैरेटिवली थोड़ा कम है. रेड लाइट का एब्जॉर्प्शन ज्यादा है और एक्शन कंपैरेटिवली ज्यादा है. ओके, आंसर क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई. सी, दे आर द पार्टिकल्स, एनर्जी रिच पार्टिकल्स, फोटॉन. ब्लू लाइट की वेवलेंथ कम है तो एनर्जी ज्यादा है. रेड लाइट की वेवलेंथ इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल, याद है ना. ब्लू लाइट्स वेवलेंथ इज लेस so energy is more, red light's wavelength is more so energy is less. So blue light particle has excess amount of energy which is difficult to trap. Okay, दनादन ब्लू लाइट के ज्यादा एनर्जी पैक पार्टिकल आके स्ट्राइक होने लगे तो एनर्जी ट्रैप करना प्लांट के लिए मुश्किल होता है. appropriate amount energy, a photon carrying appropriate amount of energy is striking on the plant. It is striking on the plant, is giving us appropriate amount of energy for light reaction, and light reaction will go for more the ATP NADPH form, there will be more dark reaction. Okay, so why red light gives more action? Because it contains appropriate amount of energy which is readily used by the plant and it is converted to assimilatory power. Very useful for you. Differentiate between absorption spectra, action spectra. Already we have discussed. Write down the things. I'll dictate you few more. Okay, पहले ये लिख लो. चलो, डन. राइट, नाउ सी, और एक पॉइंट लिख सकते हो. द प्लॉट शोइंग रिलेटिव इफेक्टिवनेस, अ प्लॉट शोइंग रिलेटिव इफेक्टिवनेस ऑफ डिफरेंट वेवलेंथ्स ऑफ लाइट ऑन द yield the plot showing relative effectiveness of light wavelengths on the yield, that is glucose, is action spectra. Absorption spectra is relative absorption of wavelength to respective pigment. एक पिगमेंट कौन सा लाइट एब्जॉर्ब करता है, रिस्पेक्टिव पिगमेंट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन स्पेक्ट्रम. Okay, then absorption spectra are different for different pigments. Absorption spectra are different for different pigments. Chlorophyll A का अलग, B का अलग, then carotene xanthophyll का absorption spectra अलग. but action spectra is mainly related to chlorophyll A. But action spectrum is given by only chlorophyll A. क्यों बोलो मुझे? Because chlorophyll A can emit the energy-rich electron which initiates cyclic, non-cyclic and ultimately gives the assimilatory power. This is a diagram of photoexcitation given in state board, not in NCERT. It is the first step of light reaction or photosynthesis. यहाँ पे हम बहुत ज्यादा MCQ पूछेंगे. They are talking about sequential event, right? So चलो, let's start with sequential event, जो हमने limiting factor के टाइम सीखा था. Night, no light, no photosynthesis. Sun rises, sunlight available. Okay, initially lower wavelength, so only PS2 will work. Only PS2 cannot work independently, so nothing will happen. As the sun rises, again higher wavelength is available. Now shorter as well as longer, both wavelengths are available. So PS2, PS1 both are excited. Okay, when both are excited at a time, then only the non-cyclic will occur. For non-cyclic to occur, shorter wavelength as well as longer wavelength both are needed. For cyclic to occur, only longer wavelength is enough. Right? Okay. So now solar radiation available, appropriate wavelengths are available, pigment system are activated. Step number 1. Electrons are tossed, ETS start. Electron move downhill. Energy is released. Step number 2. Step number 3, that released energy initiate proton pump and simultaneously ATP synthesis going on. Assimilatory power is synthesized. Okay, that time photolysis will occur, oxygen will evolve and electrons are given back. They will fill the electron hole in PS2. Okay, now ATP and NADPH will go in dark reaction, prepare glucose. Glucose जैसे ही बनेगा ये मत भूलो. In Kelvin cycle, in C4 cycle, when glucose synthesis occurs, ATP goes in, ADP comes out. Adenosine triphosphate goes in C3 cycle, donate phosphate, and adenosine diphosphate comes out. NADPH goes in C3 cycle, hydrogen is given, and NADP comes out. Right? Which go back in light reaction. So, light reactions end product go in dark reaction, dark reactions end product go in light reaction. Okay? It occurs simultaneously. So, sequential event बताया जाए, when both the wavelengths are available, first step, photoexcitation of chlorophyll A reaction center. Okay? उसके पहले भी अगर पूछा जाए, तो absorption of light energy by LHC and CC. First step of photosynthesis is absorption of light energy by LHC and CC. Then, second step, photoexcitation of chlorophyll A. Energy-rich electron tossed. ATS occur. Cyclic, non-cyclic. ATP and NADPH synthesis goes on. Photolysis of water, oxygen is given out. Assimilatory power goes in dark reaction. Glucose formation and raw material NAD and ADP come back in light reaction. These are the sequential events happening in the process of photosynthesis. या तो complicate question frame करना है तो पूरा sequence पूछेंगे या सिर्फ first step क्या है पूछेंगे या कौन पहले बाद में होता है वो पूछेंगे. So come to detail photo excitation of chlorophyll A. Okay, यहाँ पे पूरा pigment system के बाकी के pigment है. All the pigment absorb energy, hand it over to reaction center. Chlorophyll A is right now in ground state. Okay, it is having proton plus neutron and electron in the orbit. This electron which is in inner orbit will be shifted to outer orbit. Electron goes to outer orbit. It is called excited chlorophyll A. Ground state excited. And the electron is given out which will follow ETS. And now the chlorophyll is ionized chlorophyll A. आपके क्लास वर्क में सेम डायग्राम है, उसके आगे हमने और एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट लिखा है that this energy rich electron go for ETS and initiate cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay, so it is first step of photosynthesis. इसके पहले absorption of light energy by pigment and then excitation of chlorophyll A. लेकिन comparatively पहला कौन आता है MCQ के लिए, तो हमेशा ये आंसर होता है, बट आपने आंखें खोल के कंपैरिजन करना है. तो ग्राफ के अनुसार ये पूरे इलेक्ट्रॉन कैरियर्स अरेंज है फ्रॉम हाई एनर्जी लेवल टू लो एनर्जी लेवल. So first movement electron uphill, then the electron move downhill. From high energy level to low energy level, when electron move, at this place the energy is given out, right? So this energy which is given out is dependent on the difference between the energy level of two electron carriers. If the energy level difference is less, the released energy will be less. If the energy level difference is more, the released energy will be more. Okay, so the energy level difference between ferredoxin and cytochrome B6 is more, so sufficient energy is released, which is 0.27 electron volts. How much energy? 0.27 electron volts, which is given to proton pump, and via proton pump here synthesis of one ATP molecule occur. Now the electron moves from cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F, and here again the sufficient energy release, which is generating one ATP. Okay, so gradually electron started losing energy. Okay, it is moving downwards, and now from cytochrome F to plastocyanin, released energy is not sufficient, so wasted. From plastocyanin to ionized P700, it comes back to its own place. So initial donor of the electron is excited P700 of PS1, and final acceptor of the electron is ionized P700 of PS1. So this is how the ETS electron transport system occur. As we said, electron transport system require energy source. Here it is sunlight. Electron carriers, these are the electron carriers. It requires proton pump, which will be simultaneously occurring over here, and ATP synthesis. And its entire process occur in the membrane. A membrane is grana lamellae, stroma lamellae. We learn the sequence. सब लोगों को अब sequence learn होना ही चाहिए. अगर आपको अभी sequence learn नहीं है, तो आप बहुत बुरी तरह से पढ़ रहे हो. Okay, so see, what is the sequence? PS1, cyclic, PS1, P700, FRS, FD, cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, plastocyanin, ionized P700. This is cyclic photophosphorylation. This is non-cyclic, as you know. Non-cyclic involves PS2, PS1 both. Its shape is like Z, so it is Z scheme electron transport. It requires both pigment system, hence both the wavelength of light are needed. When both the wavelength of light are available, both toss the electron. For balancing, we talk about 4 photon are absorbed and 4 electron are tossed. 4 electron tossed from PS2, that is P680, are going to coenzyme Q, PQ, cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, plastocyanin, and de-energized electron are accepted by ionized P700 because it has already tossed the electron. The electron tossed by P700 are going to FRS, FD, and ultimately taken by NADP. Okay, same rules are here. These electron carriers are present in the core complex of the pigment system. They are present in the membrane of the grana. It requires energy source. Okay, for ETS, electron carriers are required. Electron carriers are arranged in downhill fashion. Here there is energy level. Okay, and at each place energy is given out. When sufficient energy is released, this sufficient energy will take the proton, shift the proton from the stroma to the lumen, which creates proton pump. And proton when moves outward through F1 particle, ATP are synthesized. Right? Okay. So this is what is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. For 4 plus 4 photon, when absorbed, 8 quanta of energy is absorbed. 4 plus 4 electron are tossed. When 4 plus 4 electron moves through it, then the cycle generates 1 ATP and 2 NADPH. Okay. Here photolysis occur. What is that? PS2 का इलेक्ट्रॉन PS1 ने रख लिया, PS1 का इलेक्ट्रॉन NADP लेके चला गया. So who is providing electron to PS2? Is photolysis of water. Photolysis of water, its Hill's reaction, it occurs in presence of Mn++, Cl- and calcium ions. Water split up into OH- and H+ proton. H+ proton goes to NADP. OH further split up into electron and hydroxyl. Electron go to PS1, and here it is rearranged to form water molecule, and oxygen is given out. Understood? So this is what is non-cyclic. Now let us study non-cyclic in reference cyclic, non-cyclic in reference to proton pump, that is end of the light reaction. Now the most difficult part, cyclic, non-cyclic in reference to proton pump. Right? See now. This diagram is already with you. ये पूरा आपके क्लास वर्क में है, rather वही diagram है. Okay? We discussed cyclic, we discussed non-cyclic. Okay? Now you are supposed to remember one very important thing, that for this electron transport system, the membrane which is required is thylakoid membrane. Okay? This is diagram of thylakoid. चलो structure revise करते हैं. One thylakoid, empty space in the thylakoid is lumen. This is grana thylakoid. This is stroma thylakoid. Grana lamellae, stroma lamellae, fret lamellae. Okay? ये ऊपर का thylakoid, ये नीचे का thylakoid. यहाँ पे जो ओवरलैपिंग ग्राना लैमेली है, इसको बोलेंगे एप्रेस्ड मेम्ब्रेन. अगर ये सबसे ऊपर का थैलाकॉइड है तो ये पूरा है नॉन एप्रेस्ड पार्ट. द एम्प्टी स्पेस हियर इज अ फ्रेट चैनल. दिस इज ल्यूमन. ल्यूमन फ्रेट चैनल आर इन कनेक्शन. दिस सबस्फेरिकल पार्टिकल क्वांटासोम. इन द क्वांटासोम these are pigment systems, and in the pigment system these cyclic non-cyclic photophosphorylation occur. ETS, electron transport system, cyclic, non-cyclic, require membrane, require energy source, require electron carriers, right? Okay, and it initiates proton pump. Electron moves downhill from high energy level to low energy level, and during this downhill movement, at each place energy is given out. But it is not sufficient to synthesize ATP. So ATP will be synthesized only between cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, क्योंकि यहाँ पे sufficient energy release होती है, और cyclic में it may be between FD to cytochrome B6 and cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F. Remember, ATP synthesis between cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F here and here is always there. Okay? Right. अब आपको एक बहुत important बात ये समझनी है कि एनर्जी रिलीज यहां पे होती है ETS में, साइक्लिक नॉन साइक्लिक के, और वो एनर्जी जो इलेक्ट्रॉन ने रिलीज की वो प्रोटॉन को स्ट्रोमा से ल्यूमन में लाती है. राइट? और फिर जब ये प्रोटॉन फिर से ल्यूमन से स्ट्रोमा में जाएगा F1 पार्टिकल में, तो ATP F1 पार्टिकल में बनेगा. ओके, ध्यान से सुनो. हमने लिखा यहाँ पे एनर्जी रिलीज हुई. ओके, ये एनर्जी की वजह से F1 पार्टिकल में प्रोटॉन पंप द्वारा ATP बना. तो ये ATP का ओनरशिप किसको गया? ये स्टेप को. ओके, तो एनर्जी रिलीज एक जगह होगी, प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट दूसरी जगह होगा, ATP synthesis F1 पार्टिकल में होगा, लेकिन the energy which is released at this step, is the cause, is having ownership of ATP which is synthesized here, right? So ownership of this ATP goes to this step. ये हमने ध्यान में रखना है. ये जगह अलग अलग है, लेकिन जो एनर्जी देगा उसका ATP होगा, ये हम ध्यान में रखेंगे. ओके, सो ये बिकॉज ऑफ डिफरेंट प्लेसेस एनर्जी रिलीज्ड हियर, प्रोटॉन पंप occurs across the membrane and ATP synthesis occur here. Because of this different location, you don't get confused. It is simply the one who gives energy is owner of that ATP, though it is synthesized somewhere else. जैसे मैं आपको हमेशा एग्जांपल दूंगी. Just imagine I signed a check and give it to you. You go to bank and cash it. So that money which is there in your hand is mine because I signed the check. I am the source. Understood? So this is the very important concept. Right? Okay. So see. Now, here I have drawn the mechanism of non-cyclic. See. Same diagram. Same diagram यहाँ पे. PS2, coenzyme Q, PQ, cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, plastocyanin, ionized P700, PS1, FRS, FD. सेम फ्लो यहां पे हो रहा है. ये जगह जो एनर्जी रिलीज हुई, ओके, ये जगह साइटोक्रोम B6 टू साइटोक्रोम F, ये एनर्जी स्ट्रोमा से प्रोटॉन को उठाएगी और ल्यूमन में लाके छोड़ेगी। स्ट्रोमा से प्रोटॉन को उठाएगी और ल्यूमन में लाके छोड़ेगी, राइट? व्हाई इट इज एक्टिव एब्जॉर्प्शन? बिकॉज इट इज अगेंस्ट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट. Absorption by using energy is called active absorption. Why it is active? Because in the lumen photolysis occur. So proton concentration in the lumen is more than the stroma. So protons are moving from its lower concentration to its higher concentration by using energy. So it is active uptake. For this active uptake, the energy is coming from this step. ये एनर्जी ने प्रोटॉन को उठा के स्टोमा में से ल्यूमन में लाया. क्यों? क्योंकि प्लांट को ये प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट बरकरार रखना है. प्लांट को प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट बरकरार क्यों रखना है? बिकॉज इफ प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट इज देयर, more the protons in the lumen, less the proton in the stroma, this will be passive movement outward. Inward movement of the proton in the grana is active. Outward movement of the proton is passive. Right? Okay. So because of this passive movement, the configuration of this ATP synthase enzyme changes and ATP are synthesized here. So अगर ATP चाहिए जो जिंदा रहने के लिए एसेंशियल है, तो प्रोटॉन ग्रेडियंट बरकरार रहना चाहिए. एटीपी चाहिए तो प्रोटॉन ने ल्यूमन से स्ट्रोमा में जाना चाहिए. ल्यूमन से स्ट्रोमा में जाना चाहिए तो ल्यूमन में प्रोटॉन ज्यादा चाहिए तो बाहर से उठा के अंदर लाने पड़ेंगे. उसके लिए एनर्जी लगेगी. एनर्जी ये स्टेप से आएगी. ये स्टेप में एनर्जी किसकी है? इलेक्ट्रॉन की है. इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी कहाँ से आई? पिगमेंट सिस्टम से आई. पिगमेंट सिस्टम को किसने दी? लाइट ने दी. तो ये एटीपी बनाने के लिए अल्टीमेटली एनर्जी किसने दी? लाइट ने दी. तो फॉस्फोराइलेशन के लिए एनर्जी किसने दी? लाइट ने दी. तो ये प्रोसेस को हम बोलेंगे फोटोफॉस्फोराइलेशन. ओके, सो दिस इज प्रोटॉन पंप. Chemoosmotic hypothesis given by Peter and Mischel. Protons are more in the lumen because of photolysis, less in the stroma. That's why protons are shifted actively from the stroma to lumen. For that, energy is given by either cyclic or non-cyclic. Cyclic के ये प्लेस में से जो एनर्जी जाती है वो भी प्रोटॉन को उठा के स्ट्रोमा से ल्यूमन में लाती है. So in the lumen, protons are more. They move through F1 particle, oxygen. And during this outward movement, ATP are synthesized. Okay? बस आपको जगह का प्रॉब्लम है. और NCERT में जो यहाँ पे एक लाइन लिखी है that the PS2 donates its electron to primary acceptor which is located towards outer side. Okay, देखो ये membrane के outer side located है. Then this is coenzyme. Electron goes to PQ. So PQ, which is accepting electron from primary acceptor coenzyme Q. Accepting proton coming from stroma. So PQ is proton plus electron, that is hydrogen atom acceptor. यही बात उन्होंने complicate करके लिखी है. Primary acceptors are located towards the outer side. In non-cyclic, primary acceptor coenzyme Q FRS. In cyclic, it is again FRS. Right? So primary acceptors are located towards the outer side. They donate electron not to a electron carrier but a hydrogen atom carrier. Okay, so this PQ accepts hydrogen, proton and electron. That's why it helps in shifting proton from the stroma to the lumen. And as this movement occurs, proton accumulate in the lumen. They move outward through F1 particle, and in F1 particle in headpiece, ATP synthesizing enzyme gets activated and ATP are synthesized. This is light reaction. Now, as I told you, मैंने दिए वाले नोट सबसे पहले पढ़ने हैं कीमोऑस्मोटिक हाइपोथेसिस के. सेकंड पॉइंट, क्लास वर्क का ये डायग्राम बहुत अच्छे से समझना है. इसके नीचे मैंने कुछ पॉइंट्स लिख के दिए थे विच आर एक्सप्लेनिंग द लैंग्वेज ऑफ एनसीईआरटी. राइट? ओके, सो एनसीईआरटी की लैंग्वेज समझ में आए, बेहतरीन है. नहीं तो आपने नोट्स और ये डायग्राम बस इतना ही करना है. आपके एमसीक्यू बिल्कुल सही आएंगे, डोंट वरी. These are the differences between cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Actually, we have discussed in detail. Okay, एक बार वो सब पढ़ लो. Okay, ये points देख लो and add the points. We'll discuss. Right? Okay, चलो go through it. This is total information about C3 cycle. In your classwork, you have drawn C3 cycle for 6CO2 as well as 1 CO2। कैलकुलेशन के लिए हम 1 CO2 ध्यान में रखेंगे, बैलेंसिंग के लिए हम 6 CO2 ध्यान में रखेंगे। लेट अस स्टडी इन डिटेल। C3 cycle. It occurs in stroma of the chloroplast. Dark reaction, Blackman's reaction, secondary process or biochemical phase can occur in 3 different ways: C3 cycle, C4 cycle and Camppa-3. C3 cycle was discovered by Melvin Kelvin by using chromatography and autoradiography. They used C14 as a chemical, which is a tracer technique, and leaving agent chlorella and synedesmus. Right? So see, daytime stomata open, CO2 diffusion. CO2 is received by RUBP, which is a 5C chemical. CO2 plus RUBP, unstable keto acid. Unstable keto acid gives you PGA, di-PGA, PAGAL. PGA, di-PGA, PAGAL. PAGAL plus DHAP, glucose formation. Remaining PAGAL recycle. RUMP, RUBP. ये हमने 100 बार रटा है, अब आपको याद होना चाहिए, राइट? चलो सब लोग अपने क्लास वर्क में देखेंगे, ये पर्पसफुली मैंने कर्सिव हैंडराइटिंग लिखा है, आपको आपकी क्लास वर्क समझनी चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट इज विथ यू. टेक आउट योर क्लास वर्क, रेफर द डायग्राम. हाँ, ये ठीक से नहीं समझ रही है ना, पर्पसफुली रखा है. आपकी डायग्राम आपको समझ रही है क्या? Right. See, daytime stomata open, CO2 is received by RUBP. RUBP is carboxylated. The enzyme working over here is RUBP carboxylase. CO2 plus RUBP, RUBP carboxylase, that is Rubisco is showing carboxylase activity to form a 6C chemical which is highly unstable, which cleave into 2 molecules 3C3C. Which cleave into 2 molecules 3C3C, that is PGA, PGA. So, 1 molecule of unstable keto acid gives 2 molecules of PGA. If we are talking about 6 CO2 received by 6 RUBP, we get 6 unstable keto acid, ये green pen से लिखा है, which will give you 6 PGA, that is 12 molecules of PGA. So 6 plus 6 PGA, here it is written 12 molecule of PGA, 12 molecule of PGA each containing 3 carbon atom. So according to nomenclature, it is a glyceric acid and phosphate is attached to its 3rd carbon. It is a glyceric acid and phosphate is attached to its 3rd carbon. This phosphoglyceric acid reacts with ATP coming from light reaction. As we discussed, it is 1:1 ratio. So, 2 ATP लगेंगे 2 PGA के लिए. So, 2 molecules of 3 PGA react with 2 ATP. 2 ATP donates IP to PGA and PGA is phosphorylated to 2 molecules of 1,3-di-PGA. 2 molecules of 1,3-di-PGA react with 2 NADPH. It will react with 2 NADPH. Hydrogen is added. Okay, so NADPH जो नॉन साइक्लिक में बना था, उसने हाइड्रोजन PGA को दे दिया और PGA का रिडक्शन PGAL में करवाया. तो ये स्टेप रिडक्शन का है, जिसमें NADPH रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट है. रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट कब बना? नॉन साइक्लिक में बना. नॉन साइक्लिक में ये बनाने वाला NADP2 NADPH बनाने वाला कौन था? वाटर. So the reducing agent used in light reaction is water, which produces NADPH, and the reducing agent used in dark reaction is NADPH2, which causes reduction of 1,3-di-PGA. 1,3-di-PGA is reduced to PGAL, that is 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, right? So if we are talking about 6 molecules of CO2, here you are getting 12 molecules of PGAL. Among 12 molecules of PGL, 2 go for glucose formation and 10 are recycled. So on this step there are many calculations. Okay, calculation में हमने क्या बोला? 1/6 go to glucose formation and 5/6 go to regeneration. Okay, या फिर अगर कार्बन के बारे में बात करेंगे तो यहाँ पे टोटल 36 कार्बन है, उसमें से 36 कार्बन ग्लूकोज बनाने के लिए 30 रिसाइकल हुए. ओके, यहाँ पे अगर PGA की बात कर रहे हैं तो 1/6 ग्लूकोज बनाने के लिए गए. परसेंटेज में भी कभी कभी पूछा जा सकता है. वी हैव डन द कैलकुलेशन, राइट? ओके, सो 10 PGAL each containing 3 carbon atoms. So 10 molecules of PGL each containing 3 carbon. You are having here 30 carbon. Okay, so these 30 carbon can be used in a different way. We have seen a very nice clip अगर आपने नई क्लिप देखी है तो मुझे बोलो, मैं आपको बताती हूँ. Okay, so here different molecules are combined and different sugars are formed. 7C pseudoheptulose, 6C glucose, okay, 4C erythrose, 5C xylulose. Ask if required. ये either or में बनेगा. Okay, and ultimately RUMP has to be regenerated for continuity of the cycle. So RUMP react with ATP to form RUBP, ribulose bisphosphate is again regenerated, which will receive next molecule of CO2 to form glucose, right? So ये आगे के स्टेप हमको डिटेल में सीखने हैं. वन मोर थिंग, ये सर्कल के बाजू में दूसरे सर्कल है. So this is showing first step, that is carboxylation. This is showing second step, that is reduction, and this is third step, that is regeneration. Okay, so reduction के step का ही extension है glycolytic reversal pathway, synthetic phase which synthesizes glucose. So let us discuss in detail glycolytic reversal pathway. Here you are having two molecules of PGAL, 3C, 3C. So 3C PGAL, 1 PGL remains PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde, other becomes DHAP, DHAP, dihydroxyacetone phosphate. PGAL and DHAP condenses to form fructose 1,6-diphosphate. Fructose 1,6-diphosphate contains 6 carbon atoms. Because 3C, 3C, 6C, this is the first 6C stable chemical produced in the cycle. Fructose 1,6-diphosphate dephosphorylated to form fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate isomerizes to glucose 6-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate again dephosphorylated to form glucose. Right? So glucose is the first end product of photosynthesis, which is soluble, so not visible. Glucose converted to sucrose for transportation. Monosaccharide glucose converted to disaccharide sucrose. Sucrose is transported from phloem of the leaf, and then at the go down, it is converted to starch. Okay, so which are different chemical reactions occur in C3 cycle are given here. Okay, तो आपकी आंखों के सामने आंसर रख रही हूँ और आपने मेरे क्वेश्चन के आंसर देने हैं. Let us magnify that part. 1 turn of C3 needs, एक टर्न के लिए क्या क्या लगेगा? Okay, चलो write down. Number of ATP 3. Good. Number of CO2 1. Number of NADPH 2. Number of for 1 CO2 cycle runs once. Okay, ये लाइन मैंने आपको लिख के दी थी, consuming 3 ATP and 2 NADPH. Right? Okay, then number of phosphorylation. Number of phosphorylation are 3. Okay, चलो बोलो मुझे chemical reactions. Name the steps involved in phosphorylation. Name the chemicals which are phosphorylated in C3. देखो, देख के बोलो. First one, PGA. Very good. Second one, which chemical is phosphorylated? RUMP is phosphorylated. याद आया? Number of phosphorylation are 2. Which chemicals are phosphorylated? PGA and RUMP. Okay, then number of dephosphorylation steps, they are 3. Which are they? कहाँ कहाँ पे dephosphorylation हुआ? One is 1,3-dipGA का dephosphorylation हुआ, fructose 1,6-diphosphate का हुआ और fructose 6-phosphate का हुआ. So dephosphorylation are 3. For the formation of 1 molecule of glucose, the cycle runs how many times? For formation of 1 glucose, cycle runs 6 times. Okay. For 1 molecule of glucose, number of ATP and NADPH required. Number of ATP for 1 glucose, 18. Number of NADPH for 1 glucose, 12. लिख रहे हो सब लोग? Number of ATP required for glucose formation, 1 glucose formation, 18. Number of NADPH required for 1 glucose formation, 12. For formation of glucose only, कितने ATP और कितने NADPH? सिर्फ बनाने के लिए लिखते हैं, रीजनरेशन कंसिडर नहीं करेंगे। हाउ मेनी एटीपी एंड एनएडीपीएच आर रिक्वायर्ड फॉर फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ग्लूकोज? ओनली 12. How many ATP are required for regeneration step? For one glucose will be 6 and एक CO2 की बात की तो 1. ओके, तो ये कैलकुलेशन ध्यान में रखने हैं। आपको जो प्रॉब्लम दिए थे वो फिर से आप एक बार देखेंगे।